This is AVIOT, Atypical Voices in Our Time, the official podcast of Chemistry Productions. That's spelled K3MISTRY Productions, a media education company.
So go a little something like this. That's AVIOT.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is the AVIOT podcast. I am Jay Stokes, joined by Koya and Jay Random. Everybody's doing good? Everybody's doing great?
Hey, yeah, doing good.
Yes. Doing
All
good,
right.
doing good.
All right. So let's just get straight into the topics for today. I wanted to start with the biggest topic. Well, it was the biggest topic earlier in the week. I don't know if it's now, but Colin Kaepernick. So that tryout he had for the NFL was a, let's say, ish storm. Did either of you follow what was going on with that?
I saw little snippets on the shade room, but I don't really know what happened.
Yeah, I followed it. Yeah, I seen it. Because I watch ESPN First Take, or just ESPN was talking about it all around. So yeah, I seen it. I have mixed feelings.
You care to give the audience a refresher on what actually went down?
I think it was 30 minutes, between an hour, 30 minutes before the actual tryout that was supposed to happen on Saturday happened at the Atlanta facility, the Atlanta Falcons facility. Colin Kaepernick canceled.
Oh no!
And he changed the venue.
And why did he do that?
He changed the venue because he didn't like how the NFL was basically now adding new things to the tryout. Meaning, before he was to try out, they wanted him to sign a waiver. And this waiver is basically stipulated that if he doesn't make it, after the tryout, they don't want to sign him, he can't sue the NFL. So on top of that, they also didn't want to have his video guy record his tryout. So it was basically a lot of stuff that the NFL was trying to add in the last hour or so. So Colin Kaepernick basically changed venues, and he had it at a high school in Atlanta. And
it was like 20 minutes away or 20 miles away from the Falcons facility.
Yeah, and I heard in Atlanta that's like an hour. Like 20 miles away is like an hour because of bad traffic. So when it's all said and done, I seen the tryout. I didn't,
He looks good.
Yeah. He looks good, but I knew once he didn't do what the NFL asked him to do, they were going to come at him like how they're doing now. So in so many ways, now it's like dead silence. No one's really talking. Everybody's saying, you did this, you did that. And I'm more like, okay, if this doesn't pan out, or if this pans out the way I think it's going to end up, then he should just give it up. Listen, he proved the point. And the point that he proved was that he still has what it takes. And it's really the NFL. That's how I look at it. Like, I'm also annoyed with a lot of the speculation that Jay-Z set this up, as far as set up the whole tryouts, and which
didn't happen.
Yeah, and he was annoyed with the way Colin Kaepernick handled it. And I'm like, dude, at the end of the day, Colin Kaepernick can never, ever trust the NFL. So, I mean, he's always going to be skeptical and suspicious of what they're trying to do anyway.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like when it comes to the NFL and Colin Kaepernick, they're never going to have a good relationship. So it's kind of like one of those toxic relationships that just needs to end. But I also feel like you can work for someone that you don't like. And as long as you get that check every 2 weeks, then it is what it is. I don't have to like you, but, it's a job. So I don't know. I just feel like after this, I don't believe that anything's going to come about this tryout. Because they can always go back to him and say, hey, you didn't do what we asked you to do. You did what you wanted to do. So once again, it's more like it's a pissing contest.
So Koya, for someone who's trying to get into the NFL and trying to make his way back, the way things went down, how he moved to a different facility, and then when he was at the different facility, he had a shirt on that said Kunta Kinte. Do you think that all of this should have been avoided in order to get back with the NFL? What are your thoughts on how both camps handled the situation?
I don't think that he really cares about. I don't think he cares if he makes it into the NFL or not at this point. I think that was like a really bold move, and he knew that's a move that would, ruffle some feathers, and he did it anyway. So maybe he's just playing the game. And of course, the NFL loves to be in control of the athletes. So like Jay said, it's a toxic relationship.
Right. My issue with everything is more so the sports commentators. So if you notice, the sports commentators that have been going the hardest on him have been the black ones. What? And I'm just like, you have a black man who's already being ostracized by the NFL. You can disagree with how he went about things, but don't go on air. And I'm pointing out Stephen A. Smith specifically, and go on a rampage just saying he should have did this. Why are you doing that? And then Stephen A. Smith is talking about, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't get a job. You being in the media, your voice carries and you have the ability to influence what other people do. Yes, so why would you why would you go that hard?
Uncle Tom, black people been wanting to trade Stephen A. Smith anyway.
That's true. That is true. I mean, he's been on the Breakfast Club. He's been on Hot 97. He tried to give his take on why he acts the way he does and why he says what he says. And it comes off to me as respectability politics. He's trying to tell black people, you need to do this in order to be accepted. And he's like kind of wagging his finger. It's sort of like Bill Cosby in a sense, saying you need to do this. Yeah, it's very disheartening.
It is. But unfortunately, that's how it goes sometimes with us. We're like more critical on ourselves and others of our same color, But then, you know what? I don't know. This is a little off subject, but why is it that black people get so excited when they see a white person that can dance? Like, what is that? Did you ever
dance?
Yes. You ever notice, like, if somebody was stepping and he was white, and he had this weird hand movement, but because he was white and he actually caught the beat, they like lost it. Every time I see like a group of black people and there's one white person there that can dance, they lose it. Like, what is that? And we applaud them for nothing. Like,
right.
Because they got rhythm. That's so like, I don't know where I was, but they were so happy. And now I like pay attention to it. Watch and see the next time.
It's probably mostly because you have a white individual who black people don't really associate with having rhythm or being as gifted. So when they do it,
like most of us have rhythm. So why are we so excited that, like it just makes no sense.
Well, it comes down to also this kind of God syndrome, this kind of not a Messiah complex, but more of we kind of worship the ground that white people walk on. So when we see a white person doing something great, we're like, oh my God, it becomes something extra.
To me, like, just calm down. Yeah.
Right. It's just like, I remember you were saying on a previous episode, like people at your job, how they'll be like extra nice to white people. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like that God complex. They look at them as gods. So it's like, oh, I got to be extra nice to this person.
Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of people saying things at the wrong time, I actually wanted to touch on this Amanda Seales situation as well. So for those of you out there who do not know, there's a gentleman by the name of Rodney Reed who's been put on death row in the state of Texas. And he was scheduled to be executed actually today, November 20th, when we're recording this. But the execution was postponed because new evidence came out in his case that he actually did not murder a white woman, did not rape and murder a white woman about 20 years ago. It was in the 90s. This one was 19. And they were saying they found semen in her that belonged to him. But it turned out that they had a consensual relationship and she was actually cheating with him. Oh my God. And she was in a relationship with a cop. So she was already engaged to a white cop and then she ended up dying. And now Rodney Reed's on death row. So Amanda Seales actually came out with, from what she called new information, saying that, oh, he's not as innocent as people think he is. That's not saying that he should be killed for a crime he didn't commit. But she was just introducing all this other information saying he was connected to the rape and murder of another white woman, which was actually proven false by Sean King. So it's like Amanda Seales is saying this stuff and she doesn't have all of her facts straight on the supposed. Yeah, she can be annoying. Yes, annoying, very annoying. But she doesn't have her facts straight. And my thing is, why say that now when you know that a man is fighting to have his life spared? Why would you come on social media and give all this information? Say he's guilty of another crime. Do you think that's helpful in this situation, especially if he didn't kill somebody else?
Message. Who you asking that for?
Both of y'all.
Okay. Well, to be honest with you, I feel like Amanda Seales, she needs to really fact check everything before she goes online and actually just starts spewing false information. Because, I mean, it's so funny how she says that the he was accused of rape and murder when the lady is actually alive. So that right there,
the second one.
The second one.
Yeah.
The second one. I'm sorry, the second one. So that just debunks everything she's saying. Also, I feel like the man just got a stay of execution. If you have nothing nice to say and you're not really sure that what you're reading is factual, just shut up.
Yes.
It's okay. It's okay to be quiet. It's okay to be quiet. If you have nothing good to say, don't say anything. Because I feel like only that's going to do is now, I mean, she better be, I wouldn't be surprised they use her. They call her in as a witness, and she wasn't even probably even born when it happened. But I mean, she is basically helping the prosecution. She's basically helping the prosecution say, hey, listen, see, this guy isn't innocent. Look at all this stuff that's going on. I just wish she was just chill and relaxed, because she's looking like a fool right about now. She's always complaining about nothing, and she's annoying. She really is annoying. As a matter of fact, I actually stopped following her probably like last year because she's just annoying.
Mm-hmm.
So, Koya, what are your issues with her? You said she was annoying too.
She just loves to go, like Jace Random said, she likes to complain about nothing. She's always going off on rants, just having little fits and getting all close to the camera, being so dramatic about like minute things most of the time. She's just extra. She's really extra. She has a big mouth. So that's like a bad combination.
Being extra and having a big mouth, bad combination.
Yeah, she's a lot all the time. Calm down.
The reason why a lot of people like her, I believe, is because she supposedly stands up for Black women. I feel that sometimes she does a disservice to Black women, but I wanted to segue that convo into a conversation I was having with a Black woman earlier today. So we were talking, and she was saying how she doesn't. I was saying when it comes to Black women, my thing is I would think you would prioritize being Black first because that affects your experience as a woman. But she disagreed with me, and she said, you can't tell me how to identify as. What if I want to identify as a woman before Black? And Koya, I actually wanted to get your take on that.
Okay. I think okay. That kind of caught me off guard. I think that she has the right to, identify in the way that she sees fit. Maybe she's not like all pro-Black. Some people don't want to look at skin color. They want to base it on, either your gender first or, people pick their own things on what they base things off of. Me personally, I identify as a Black woman. Like, I know I'm a woman, but I'm a Black woman. Like you said, I'm going to have a different experience than a Spanish woman or a white woman. So I have to identify with the whole package. I'm a Black woman, but to each his own. You can see whichever order she wants, I guess.
Now, what color was she, if you don't mind me asking?
She's Black.
Wow.
She's Black.
See, and that's the problem, because for anyone to feel like they have to first throw out their sex before they throw out their actual nationality, I feel is doing themselves a disservice, because when everyone else sees them, they see Black before they see male or female.
Yes,
I feel. I could be wrong.
Right.
But I feel like that's the first thing they see. They see our color. Like, let's be honest. They see our color, and then he's a Black. I'm sorry, he's a Black male, Black female. It's not, he's a male and he's Black. No. So I think she's doing herself a disservice by trying to throw her, I'm a female first and then I'm Black. Like, okay, whatever order you want to rock out with. But I mean, at the end of the day, sad to say, but they see you as Black and then whatever you are, So
right,
yeah, Black stands out.
It does stand out. I feel that when we get into other intersections of a person, like obviously if your sexual orientation, your gender, your race, your ableism, like if you're disabled or not, your age, that all plays a factor. But race, to me, trumps everything, because your experience within your race is going to affect everything else. As a Black child, your experience is going to be different from a white child. As a Black disabled person, your experience is going to be different from a white or Hispanic or Asian disabled person. So Jay Stokes, are you trying to segue into the case that happened with the Black teenager that was manhandled by a cop, and this Black teenager was actually disabled? He had no arms and no legs. So is that what you're trying to do? No, I wasn't, but that's a good segue.
Yeah. So Coy, I'm not sure if you seen it. That's all they're showing on IG. Is kind of disturbing. it's a cop that's trying to. He has his knee in the kid's back, and he's basically manhandling him.
I can watch it.
And I'm not even trying to be funny, but when you see it, it's sad because he's disabled. You know, he has no arms and no legs, and the cop is just treating this kid with no respect. So,
what threat does he pose? What threat does this kid pose?
Exactly.
And was it a white cop?
Yeah. I'm like 99% sure. I mean, he looked white, so he probably was Hispanic, but I'm gonna go with he was white.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy because it's like, dang. I mean, okay, I get that you fear a 6'5" African American, aka who we all call ourselves, black person. So, but a disabled person, you're scared of them too, and to manhandle them is just sad. It just goes back to shows that we talk about, white drunk men who put their hands on cops, swing swords, and they don't never get manhandled. So,
never.
It's just sad. It's a sad case. I hope that cop gets fired. I actually seen another case with a white female cop. She got fired. She was in New Mexico. She manhandled an 11-year-old girl, and it was disturbing.
11-year-old black girl?
11-year-old black girl for stealing milk. And I'm not even sure if she actually stole the milk, but the caption
said,
that
serious.
Yeah, stole the milk, and the little girl is crying, and the cop is telling her to give me your hand. She said, I can't. You actually have my hand. I can't. It's disturbing. So for our listeners, I know we always somehow segue to black and white, but it's real out here. And for anyone who don't believe that is serious and it's sad and it's frustrating, and it's just there's really no need for the things that happen to us. It really isn't.
It really isn't.
And the sad part is, if it was another race, it wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't happen. We all know it wouldn't happen. Enough is enough. We need to start having us, black people, policing ourselves. So more black men, more black women need to join the police force and police our own neighborhoods. That's how I feel.
I can understand that, but I've seen in a lot of cases, even black police officers, they end up getting corrupted.
I was about to say that all skin folk ain't kin folk. So yeah, but I also feel like you gotta get those who actually grew up in the neighborhood if you can.
A diverse police department now. I see a lot of younger black guys and younger Hispanic guys, like darker Hispanic guys, on the police force. And I notice, like, whenever there's a black event, they send them over there. But
yeah. But guess what? I'd rather that than have some white guy who don't even want to be there, already got an attitude. Right. He already looking like he got his hand on the trigger for dumb stuff. So, I mean, it's evil to two. Like, which is worse?
Yeah, I totally get you. Speaking of black and white, just to stay on this trend, did you hear the news? It was trending on Twitter like all day.
Crazy.
I think it's finally off, but they were considering back in the 90s of casting Julia Roberts to play Harriet Tubman in a movie.
Coy, please tell me how you feel. I gotta hear this. Julia, in the 90s, they thought that was okay to play blackface.
You know what they've done?
No, not blackface. No, it wasn't going to be blackface. No.
Wait a minute. They was going to have white Julia Roberts play who?
Sorry, Coy, I didn't mean to cut you off. But I just had to correct that. They were going to have Julia Roberts play Harriet Tubman, right?
As a white woman.
Brown, right? Just put makeup on her, making her lighter.
No, as a white woman. And one of the, I believe one of the executives or directors on the project, I'll get the thing in a minute, said it was so long ago, no one is going to know the difference.
Oh no!
Oh my God!
That's what this guy's reported as saying.
Yes. Know the difference about what? They wouldn't know that Julia Roberts is white.
Yo,
no, but you didn't notice that Harriet Tubman is supposed to be black. It was the film screenwriter and producer Gregory Allen Howard says.
So ignorant.
Yeah. He's the one that said that.
But the sad part is, how they did with the Egyptians. We all know Egyptians were black, but they just totally mocked that up, and all Egyptians are white. So I guess
they paint it, like put a little makeup on them and make them look more like mulatto black. But you know, they just put a little brown makeup and make them lighter or fair skin. You know, what is that smirk about?
No, I just can't believe they're gonna have Julia Roberts and her pale self looking like. Come on, let's.
I would think they would put some brown foundation on her. I don't think they'd just let her go out like that. That is crazy.
No.
Coy. The director said it was such a long time ago, people wouldn't even remember. Do you understand how insulting that is?
Yeah, that means he's insensitive for one.
Yeah, and he's calling us dumb. Like, oh, they don't know history anyway.
You know Hollywood, though. They be on some other stuff sometimes. That's crazy. You know, I don't think it's that long.
Like, imagine Roots with a all white cast.
We's about to be free.
Like, what the hell? You know, it would have been another. You know what? It would have been a Dave Chappelle skit if that was the case.
Right. That's a joke. Definitely a Dave Chappelle
That's
skit.
a joke. Wow. Well, I'm glad it never happened because her career would have been over.
Yeah.
Not in the 90s, but it would have been over in 2019 because we were. Listen, what you do in the past do come back to bite you in the ass.
We don't know. Like I say all the time, Tropic Thunder, Robert Downey Jr. got away with it, didn't he?
Yep. Then he put a little bit of brown.
It ain't a little bit. He was black in that movie.
But it was a comedy. It was a comedy.
Tropic Thunder. I forgot about that.
Yo, Tropic Thunder was my best movie, Jared. And Jay Stokes, you know how I feel about that. You know, you hurt my heart every time you bring that up because as much as you say it, I gotta agree with you. But that is, and guess what? He played that part well. Robert Downey Jr. played that part well.
When are they gonna start letting us play white people?
And white girls, right?
Oh,
that's the only time.
Look funny.
Yeah. White girls.
But we look crazy when we do it, though. Our
we do.
Look crazy.
And now for a quick commercial break.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? If you like what you're hearing so far, make sure you follow us on the Chemistry Production YouTube channel. If you have any suggestions or comments on our topics, either email us on k3mistryproduction@gmail.com or leave a comment on our YouTube channel. Peace.
How many times do I have to tell you? It's Productions with an S.
Speaking of looking crazy, I need to get both of y'all opinion on this, and I'm gonna end. We'll end the show with this unless y'all got any other stories. But Meg the Stallion, right? She twerks to everything. You always see her twerking all the time. Like she's synonymous with twerking now, which I don't find a problem with. But someone on her on Twitter actually wrote to her and says, "You looked at as a hoe now. Stop twerking in every video and feed these women something for their brain. Bring substance back." And she responded, "And you're looked at as an insecure man. Now I'm a senior in college and an artist. I can twerk if I want to. Go play. Now go play, Kyle." The guy's name was Kyle. So I want to know what y'all's take on that.
You go first.
You know what it is? Everybody has an opinion, too much opinion. Social media gives everybody a big mouth, and you can just go crazy behind the screen. But I think that she could twerk if she wants to. You know, there's two types of women. There's women that twerk, there's women that don't. If she wants to twerk, twerk. As long as she's handling her business, she's making a lot of money. So she has a lot to be happy about. So I'll probably be drinking and twerking all day, too, if I was asleep. Like, do whatever you want, bro. Kyle needs to go mind his business. I agree with her. Whatever you want.
Random.
I feel like personally, I'm tired of seeing her twerk. I actually sent Jay Stokes a video. I think it was this morning of her twerking to a gospel song. Was it a gospel song?
A gospel song. It's Fantasia.
Fantasia, yeah.
Part of the gospel, though. You know, Fantasia be taken in the church. That's why.
You know what? And I do remember her yelling. So that's why. Yeah. But. You know, but be honest, she looked real stupid doing that. Like, okay, we get it. You could dance to anything.
Yeah, that song in particular, I was like, Meg, that's enough. But I don't mind her twerking. I think she's good at what she does. She has great knees. But that song, that wasn't the song for that.
Yeah.
She does. Sally got them knees. She be on them for a long time.
Yeah. So
the thing is, it's cool. I mean, that's her niche. That's what she's doing. But at the same time, we do have a oversaturation of that. So it'd be nice to see.
Everybody twerks. I saw a video earlier.
Right.
was at her wedding, and she was twerking like with her dress on, like
right,
cocked it up and just got loose. And they were
right.
like,
it's cool,
like a whole somebody's wife, So everybody has their
right. Yeah, it's cool to have fun. It's cool to do that. I just always am aware of Black women are already stereotyped as being hypersexualized anyway. So with a oversaturation of this and not enough images of Black women doing other things, I guess, conducting themselves, I guess we would say in air quotes, classier, because we don't have enough images of that, then we risk Black women being looked at as only sexual. And then I look at how does that play into the psyche of society? Will that lead to more sex trafficking, more Black women being kidnapped and raped? Will that lead to people just looking at Black women as objects and just as sex?
I think that's always been a thing for us.
That's true.
I think Black women since the beginning of time we've been looked at like that, and I think that maybe that's why I don't know. Maybe hopefully this makes sense, but maybe that's why Black women are okay with like twerking and being over sexualized, because to them that's all we know. You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of program now to be sexy and look sexy, and get guys with money, like girls are. Like, not white girls like money too. Don't get me wrong, but like we're okay with twerking and having sugar daddies and whatever. Like, we just be trying to get it. Like,
right.
They push it on you to be over sexualized sometimes. Not me in particular, but I know some girls that they sell their used panties. They got sugar daddies. They got all types of shit. White girls too, but the white girls are the ones that put them on. But we're just so
I really think that the over sexualization though, that definitely comes from other cultures, because within our culture, we kind of embrace that. Like with Black men, obviously you got people that go overboard, and you can speak more to this, but I think that with Black men, we kind of understand that's a part of the culture, so we kind of know how to deal with it. Because if you look at throughout history, look at African cultures, like even twerking, that's something that's been done just like as a ritualistic dance and whatever. So it's a thing. But I think when you have other cultures that look at it like, oh, this is something crazy and exotic, and they try to push it in your face.
I think
they do like it.
White girls, they want to know how to twerk. Like, oh, could you teach me how to do that? Like, they down for it too.
But why is it that white girls aren't looked at as just that? Like, they can do it, but they're not looked at as just that.
Oh, because society will never have it that way. They always have a certain image that they have to maintain. You know how the media is. They pump what they want to pump to us. So, we're going to be seen as sexualized. They're going to be seen as housewives and classy women. They're sophisticated, Now, I know Black women that are judges. I know Black girls that are strippers, Black women that are strippers. I just feel like there's people getting it all types of ways, all different races. But, they just pump us to look a certain way. Black men are criminals. We're over-sexualized. Like, that's it.
True. Preach. Pastor Coy in the building.
Because that's what they be thinking.
All right, y'all. Well, listen, it's been a good episode. If any of y'all have any last words before we cut off?
No, not really. Hopefully we get to try to do a Thanksgiving show. Next week I will not be here in physical form. Maybe in spirit, but not in physical form.
All right, spirit.
Maybe in spirit. Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. What do we say to that? You guys good. Have a good week.
All right, y'all. Well, listen, have a good night, and we'll be in touch.
Yes.
Good night, guys.
Have a good one. Good night.
So go a little something like this. That's AVIOT.